Yes, hello. Well, I'm not sure that I can put that, what I would like to tell you, into a right form. But I think it is necessary. You see, everybody is born in the light and was born in the light. Everybody. There's no creation, uh, no one who is not. The point is that we just make everything, we bring everything in confusion. And the more we bring everything in confusion, the more we darken our own light. That's tricky. But when you recall the fact that you are born into the light, of course you are born into the light. Your creation, your whole life was born in that. The more you recall this little fact, the more you become light again in your brain, in your thoughts, in your emotions, everything. And funny enough, you transform everything into the light again. And no difficulties are there at all. Impossible. The more you are used to bring everything in light and see just that, I am light and everything what touches me or what I touch, what I bring in connection with me, I transform immediately in my own life in light. And there is no burden at all anymore. It was. Of course it was. We were masters in our ways to bring everything in disorder and bring everything in darkness. Of course we have been that. Yes, and we can change immediately. It is not necessary to study the Bible. It's not necessary to study the Quran. It is not necessary to study the holy lessons from any messiahs at all. It's actually not necessary because they actually tell you that. If you read the Bible, and then you hear everything from the Lord, the Lord, the Lord. Fabulous. The Lord are you. What else? Who else? In your own life, the Lord is always you. We have get it all wrong, or maybe deliberately all wrong. You see, at first there's only light. And the light has one problem, it's left. When you are light and there's only light, then you can't experience that you are light. It's impossible, because wherever you look at it, it's immediately light again as well. Now we have a problem to solve. When I am light and I want to experience that, then I need, of course, something which is not. Otherwise I can't acknowledge, I can't see that I'm light, in difference to that other thing. But that other thing has a right to be light as well. So, what can we do now? Well, at first, we part our light into principles. That is necessary. Just a moment. Okay, so we have to depart our light, that is possible. We can depart our own light into principles, either in the masculine and in the feminine. That is necessary. We keep it in our thoughts. We keep it in our mind. The masculine is something what hold everything, what conservieren, but keep everything alive, and we hold it. But it is a past. We know there is light, and we are light. That is undeniable. We are, but we can use our feminine principle, and feminine principle is always on the move. Always. Principle feminine is meaning everything is on the move. We move everything. And of course we change everything. We can look at the same thing in different ways. That's because we are female. And a man or woman, the same. When a man is moving, of course the man is moving, is alive, he belongs to the female principle. As long as he is alive, he does. Until he get the idea, or she get the idea, just a moment, I'm light, and I'm not only light. Of course, in my light, everything is changing in life, in light, and everything in my life is changing in light. And so I can take the life much easier. There is no frown anymore, and no fight anymore. Impossible. But we are not dead, we are alive. So we belong to the female principle. And it is a bit funny when I see a God service in churches. And then I see that they always pray to God. And I say, okay, God, but God is the light. A female and masculine, just the same, it is light. And so we all pray to the light. And so I see the God services. And I say, oh, look, how they worship me. I am light, by the way, I'm really light. And there's no discussion at all. I never discussed that. I belong to the light because I'm determined to be it. And that's it. And then, of course, a lot of bishops and here you see the clerks and so on are not so happy with my decision. How can she dare to say that she is light? Only God is light. And that is the problem. As long as we have people who claim only God is light and we are not, they stay in the darkness. Oh, yes, they do. Oh, a lot of people believe in Allah. Okay, all right, but Allah is all. As Christians, Jesus Christ is crystal energy, and crystal energy is oh God, how do you say that? It clears everything. Crystal energy bringing everything in order. It cleans everything. That's because it's crystal energy. And so, therefore, no one is too bad as that he can't be cleaned again. He had only to take his braveness together and pull himself together and say, okay, then I go and move myself in the crystal energy, and the crystal energy will clean us. That is what Jesus Christ did. And he told everybody he can do so. I remember that he said once, who believes in me, he never dies. Funny. Actually, you don't have to believe in Jesus Christ. You have to believe in crystal energy. And that you are the perfectly, that you are a perfect link to crystal energy. That's it. Crystal energy will clean you. Obviously, of course it does. Where else shall we have it? Of course we have it. Everybody have. Okay, so now we're almost there. When we are cleaned in crystal energy, then it is not too far of thinking to recall the fact that we are born into the light. No one is born in darkness. Impossible. The life starts in the darkness. The life, yes, but definitely we are born in light. Nowhere else. Darkness never bring up offsprings. But darkness can blacken, soften everything, bring everything in darkness. Of course I can bring everything in darkness. Of course, and imagine that you win something and you see, oh my God, what did have it? And of course I will have problems, and that brings me unluck, and I will get enraged again, and whatever. Of course you can do that. You can black everything, you can bring everything in darkness. And when people raise up their children and always warn the children and say you have nothing and you're not able to do that or whatever, then the child is perfectly on that track. I can do nothing. A lot of children are raised in that way. And so that is something what we earn. So we get it. All right. So, okay, so what shall we do now? We change our thoughts. We change our minds. When I know I am light, then there is no discussion about it. But people who are still in the darkness won't wait until the people who are in the darkness as well, until they wake up. When you start to remember, I'm light, and you're very shy at first. No, I don't dare. What is when God is angry with me, and what He will say, or maybe He punish me. With what else He shall punish you as with darkness, from which you just tell, I am light. It's impossible that He punish you. Neither Jesus Christ, nor God, nor Allah, no anybody else will do that. It's not able to do that. As long as you're in light, change everything in light. Where's the darkness? You see, it's a bit brave to see the world like that. Brave, maybe, but also very, very, very successful. Oh, people are a bit angry with me. Actually, a lot of people are angry with me. I hardly know people who are not. Only because I tell them, when they try to convince me they have to believe in Jesus Christ, I say, okay, why? Jesus Christ will rescue you. Yes, of course, maybe, but to be honest, Jesus Christ will rescue me a long time. But sooner or later, He will come, and that is what happened to me, honestly. He come and say, Dagmar, and that's me, by the way, my name is Dagmar. Dagmar, yes, here. Dagmar, you don't belong to me anymore. And that was really a great shock for me. You can believe me that. It's 30 years ago. That's okay, 26 years ago. No, it doesn't matter anyway. It was really a shock. So what? You do, and everybody telling that you welcome everybody. Everybody can come to you. Yes, a lot of people can come, but not you. What? I was really shocked. I'm not bad. I regret everything. What should I do? It is not necessary that you regret, but you have to understand what you have to do in the world. Swallow. Okay. So where shall I go then? You will see. I will see. Yes, you will see. And off he went. Okay. So I wait. And suddenly the idea comes, the idea strikes me like lightning. My God, it is me, it is my light who transforms everything in light. In my own life. Okay, in my own life. Not in yours. Understand? You can transform everything in light. What you like, you're welcome to do, to transform everything in light. But please remember, you are only responsible for your own life. Man or woman. Doesn't matter. That is something what you have to remember. This is that is the knowledge you have to have. And the darkness won't wait until you do. I mean, until you get the idea that you are light. She will try to do everything to confuse you, to bring you down again. That is something what you know, because you remember this phrase, misery is looking for company. I think you have a pretty good idea why. I mean, when people are in the mess, it does do good. When somebody is in the mess as well, and then you can tell about your own problems and problems again. And the funny thing is, while you do so, your light gets smaller and your darkness gets bigger. And also, you get more powerful. Until you get the idea, fuck, I am light. And now stop it. It's a hard word to say. for a lot of people. And they are shy, still. Of course they are shy at first. And honestly, they glitter with their teeth and shiver. And of course, it is not very convincing to somebody else when they say those stammering, yes, I'm like true. Of course, it is not very convincing at first. But to be honest, the only one you have to convince is yourself. And that is something that you really, really have to recall. And remember, for heaven's sake, remember again. You only have to convince yourself and never dare to go to somebody else and tell them, haha, look at that, I am light and you're not. But that is impossible to do so. The more you start to discuss that with other people, and the more you try to understand, to make them understand that they are not, the more you darken your own light. That is a fact. It is impossible. I can't blame anybody anymore. Because when I do so, I would to blame everybody or anybody. I darkened my own light immediately. That is an elegant way to get out of the problems. And we have a great deal of problems. Oh, yes, we have. Born in the darkness, but as we just realized, in the darkness is nothing born. But we bring a lot of people into the darkness. The more we discuss, the more we start to fight, the more we start to start a war or to start some fights and everything. The more we start it, the more we have problems. And there is no excuse. I mean, what Charlotte? When I start to blame, he started it. Then it's the question why he was able to start it. And do we have a resonance for that somebody can attack you? But yes, if you are under attack, then you can't believe, then you can't be sure. You have a responsibility for it. You have a resonance for it. If somebody attack you, then yes. And now ask, who bring that in order? A long time you can run to Jesus Christ and tell you, I'm sad, I have that problems, and help me. And then Jesus will say, okay, come, I take care a little bit. It's okay. Come, shut up here, have a drink and have a nice coffee and eat something. It's chocolate. Yeah, it's okay. You have kind of chocolate as well. That was me. I like chocolates. And then you have at first rest. But then, sooner or later, the thoughts in you start. When my thoughts brought me into the mess in which I am, and I was really in trouble, you can believe me that. So when my thoughts brought me into this trouble, which I face all the time, then my own thoughts bring me out. Otherwise, there's no way. I mean, there is really no way. Of course, when somebody believes in Jesus Christ, and then he believe, of course, that Jesus Christ help me out, help him out. Okay. A long time it does work. A very long time it does work. But at first, understand that no one suffer for you. Impossible. And tell me, and I ask you, where is the logic? Where is the logic? I mean, when I really think that somebody was crucified because of my sins, where is the logic? So where's my training? Where's my what have I learned by that? Nothing I learned. But when I remember what Jesus Christ said, he once said, "Take your cross and follow me." But when he was dying for my sins, so why should I take my cross? Impossible. That doesn't make sense at all. But what makes sense is that I remember Jesus Christ come out of the light. He come out of crystal energy. That's because he called Jesus Christ crystal energy. So therefore, okay. So I take my cross. This was a big heavy, okay. And then, okay, I have to stick it out of on the earth. And then I carry it to the crystal energy and say, okay, now we clean everything. And that happened in my thoughts. And then when my thoughts are not busy with my former sins, my former burdens anymore, when they are not busy with that, they are free. And what we'd like to be? Free. So we start this. I think it is much easier then, and I think we have then we have a better time. And we are busy with that actually. Yes, of course, we're very busy. Because we always, as long as we are alive, we always change. When we always think. So then I think on my night. I come with my night, huh? And I mean my thoughts. I think all the time. I'm not even. I'm not really awake, and I started with my thoughts. I start to think. And the last thing what I do every day before I go to sleep, I think. I think all the time, and my thoughts bring myself in motion. In every, of course, my thoughts causes my emotions. But my emotions, what is emotions actually? But what does it mean, emotion? Emotion means energy in motion. And when my energy is in motion, yeah, who directed then my emotions, my movements? My thoughts. I mean, I have had a very rough sea to face. Of course, we all have. And when I come to the other side, that was a tough journey. Yes, of course it was. When my ship comes in, it is not the same brilliant, shining ship as it was as I start my journey. To be honest, it was a bit, yes, it's a bit chilly now. We have a lot of trouble. It faces a lot of trouble. But now my thoughts are brilliant, and my thoughts are light again. And so, of course, everything transforms into my light. As long it is my business. You see, I can't go into another world, and I can't go to other people, and I cannot go to other persons and say, hey, look at me now, and I am fine, everything is good, and but now for yourself, of course, it's tough luck for you, and in other words, I can't judge about somebody else. I can't. Simply, strictly speaking, it is not allowed for me. No one. Never ever start to become a huge for other people. Of course, in our society, we need that in any way, but sooner or later, we remember. You see, the question is not guilty or not guilty. Actually, the right question has to be for a defendant, what you say, for someone who is accused with something. The defender is his lawyer, no? I don't know. Anyway, so when you ask somebody, are you guilty or not guilty, it's not the right question. Actually, the question should mean, do you have had the consciousness to start a bank robbery or to kill somebody or to steal something or whatever? That is the question, what is really for them necessary to ask. And sooner or later, everybody starts to ask himself, was it really my consciousness to do that or to do that or to do that? But that is something what everybody has to work for himself. And not with other people. I can take from other people maybe a little inspirations, but that is all. Is it really my consciousness that I have to tell other people what they have to do? No. Is it really my consciousness that I have to tell myself what is good and what is not right? And it is my business to judge what is okay and what is not okay? But yes, who else? And that brings me in exactly the same corner. Who are matches my ideas. You see, that is the point, what we have to face. And that is honestly a bit, it's a bit exhausting. And it brings me in a world of silence. Of course, I talk a lot, and in other videos I talk much more, and I actually am always busy to explain somebody my idea about that, but that is all. I can't discuss it. I mean, that is a fact. That is how I see the world. And point, finish. I can't discuss it, and I won't, because I don't doubt this. A lot of people are in that situation. They doubt, and they need security for themselves. But the darkness won't wait until he does, until he gets the security of himself. As much he has time, the darkness has time, she will start to bring you in disorder, to bring you in confusion, and bring you in doubts, and tell you, and then I ask you, is it really so? And are you really sure? Is that really here? Is that really so? And what is that if not? I tell you what then. Then you're in a big trouble and a big confusion. You see, when I am determined to kill somebody because I think I'm better off if he is not there, then I don't face my own light. When I know I am light, then I know that this guy who brings me in trouble, or he annoys me or something like that, he go away and he have no right to be in my area anymore, because my light is too strong, and my light waves, which are my vibrations, send him out, but no more. My light won't harm anybody, not at all. But in my area, in my field, in my consciousness, he is not there anymore. He simply has no space in that. And that is my decision. Don't people tell all the time we are God's child or something? Well, we have a lot of people who think because they are masculine, they are much better than the feminines. A lot of people think so. And does not the Bible tell them that? The man is above the woman? Oh, that was fun. Oh, that was damn necessary to tell them that. You see, our society works only like this. You see, as long a man can be miserable and really miserable, and really tough luck and whatever, and really that was just misery. But he has the big relation. Doesn't matter. I'm much better as a woman. And in that way, the society works. In the Arabic work, and the Turkish world, and the Muslim world, and the Catholic works, church, and whatever. In societies like that, whenever people say here, a woman is much more, the chief is a man, then the men are happy. Alas, they never get the idea what this unnecessary thoughts in what world bring them that? Rather bad. In a bad world. Darkness is darkness. And the same as light. The light is neither female nor masculine. The light is light. The darkness is neither female nor masculine. Darkness is darkness. And your thoughts bring you into the darkness or into the light. That's it. And now we know what we have to be. Light. It's our decision. I mean, I can't say at first, I recall, I am light. And as much I'm light, and I come to the light as well. I come to the place, to the spot where there's more light, so there can be, I can have a light shower or something like that. So I can cast everything off what was dark in my mind. When somebody is panic-stricken or have depressions or whatever, now what do you think what it means? Exactly that. The consciousness is darkened. The more a scientist is happy that he is a very, very, let's say, a famous scientist or whatever, okay, it's fine. I'm happy for him, honestly. But the question is not what he what he is getting for knowledge. The question is what he makes from that. Is he able to take his light and bring everything in light again? That's the point. As long as we are determined to bring everything per medicine or per gun or artillery or something out of our lives, as long we do that, as long we never realize our own light. When I really think I have to start to shut everything down with machine guns or something like that, then I don't understand my own light. That's a pity. And that is a waste of time and a waste of my life, and I don't want that. Oh, blah. I'm sorry. I think we understand that, huh? Oh, yes. That's what we understand. You see, you have to, and you will do. You see, maybe you're not happy with my conclusions or whatever, but you see, your own life, you don't like to swart it. You don't like to darken it. Your own light, you like to, that you really like, you are fond of, that your light is shining again. You want. Because it is your instrument, and it is, of course, your path, and of course, it is your the rescueness and everything. I mean, your light can help you out of every stress situation. And why you want to wait until the panic-stricken circumstances bring you in such damned and desolate situations? Of course, there's a place like Auschwitz, or there's a place like Guantanamo, or there's a place like fire, when people were burned into exactly that fire. Of course there are the places like that. And I tell you what, whatever exists, it will exist forever. It is your consciousness what brings you into this or this situation on this place. You can come into the darkness as well as into the brightness. It's your decision, your thoughts. They direct you. Everything what is will be all the time. The question is how many visitors it has. You see, you remember movies, of course, you really know what movies are. Yeah. There's some movies who have nowadays hardly visitors. Nobody's interested in that. And there's some movies the cinemas break together because there's so many people who want to see that. And there's a time for everything. And you see, it is your life also. And likewise, it is your film. You have to direct your own life wherever you want to go. Well, and everybody who want to share your journey, want to share your route, will join you. That's the point. Well, let's wait and see what we make of it, huh? Well, thanks for listening. Have a good time. Have brilliant thoughts. Remember, your thoughts direct you, and direct you from everything, from every person out. And never, never forget one thing. As long you are alive, you live. As long you are alive. As long you are alive, you belong to the female principle. If you're man or female. Man or woman, doesn't matter. Life always means a female principle. Never forget that. Never ever. And remember that before you start to blame a woman, that she is a woman only, and that she's, of course, have to be under pressure and, of course, to be under a man. A lot of people think so. I'm sorry, a lot of people still think so. And I don't want to discuss it. I just see that. And I see in what trouble it brings them. In a lot of, you see, it is not fixed yet in what streets your path will lead you. I mean, it is not fixed. You can go upwards, but you can go downwards. I mean, the world is free for all, and the time is free for all. You see, you can't fill your time with a lot of pleasant, light thoughts. And now start to recall very, very, thoroughly, with a big attention. Does it give you pleasure when you start to blame somebody in the knowledge that you're better than him? Does it? It brings you down. Never forget that somebody has always a good reason for that, what you're doing. And it is up to him to decide if he likes to follow the reasons what makes him do that or that or that. It is his own decision. You have another problem, or better to say, you have another task. You have to think all the time when you are on the move to do something, or if you're under attack, or if you want to get out of the situation. Is that way you like to go really the way you like to go? And to what leads you this path? You see, that is for you necessary to understand. Actually, it is not your task to understand everybody else, or everybody else. It is for you very necessary to understand yourself. And I tell you that. Become a very big egoistic person. A very egoistic person who is always think on himself or herself, but in the way that he always is very, very keen to get more light for her own awareness, for her own consciousness. And that she or he never liked to do something which darkened the own light. Whatever I do, at first I think, does it bring up my light or will darken my light? That's all what I'm doing before I do something else. That is necessary, very necessary. That is what we need. Light. A light consciousness. A consciousness which is not keen to bring somebody else in trouble. When people causes trouble, I hope that they know they have to work it out for themselves again. It's a bit like Life of Brian, doesn't it? We are all individuals. Yes, we are all individuals, and we have to work it out for ourselves. Yes, we have to work for ourselves. That is true. And we have really to work it out for ourselves. We have to become light again. It is the light in our consciousness which bring us luck, and not chain or something like that. I mean, when it makes you happy to have a special chain or something like that, okay, have it then. It's okay, it doesn't matter. But remember that it's only because you think it. You think it of that. Glücksbringer, what is it then? I know what is the English word for the German word Glücksbringer. Talisman. I hope they know what I mean with that. Talisman. When you say you have something, a chain or something, and then you think, oh, that brings me luck, that brings me luck. No, that doesn't bring you at all any luck. But you think about that, that brings you luck. Okay, now you have it, I hope. And write me if you have to say something for that. And it is well, it is not like that we don't have that we have nothing to do. We have a lot of time to spend, but don't waste it. I remember that I was saying a few weeks ago, I tell you that Waiting for Godot, this act, I think you know that from Samuel Beckett. Waiting for Godot, you see 4 people waiting for Godot. That was funny that they wait for Godot, because it was not necessary to wait for Godot, because Godot never comes because he was already there. But the people didn't realize that. Well, realize that your light is already there. You only have to realize that. That's all. So I have to go. Sorry.